Dear friends, this is episode number 56. We have covered, in the last episode, we have covered up to rule 4 of order 38. Now from rule 5 onwards, we will be dealing with in this episode. 5, please see 5. That is, the heading is attachment before judgment. That is referable to section 94B. 94B, where the defendant may be called upon to furnish security for production of property. What are the ingredients? Where at any stage of a suit, the court is satisfied. These are the expressions which require attention. Court must be satisfied by affidavit or otherwise that the defendant, with intent to obstruct or delay the execution of a decree, that any decree that may be passed against him, then the order under rule 5 is intended for what purpose? To deal with a situation where the defendant, with intent to obstruct or delay the execution of any decree that may be passed against him. This is attachment before judgment. The suit is pending. Decree is not passed. So a drastic step to ensure that the plaintiff, if he gets a decree, he is able to satisfy the decree. Suppose a simple suit for money is filed against the defendant, and the defendant has an item of property. He is going to dispose of that property, and after that property is disposed of, there will be nothing left. So, to ensure that the obstruction or delay in execution of a decree is not caused, that is the purpose. So, what are the ingredients? We will see again. Where at any stage of the suit, the court is satisfied by affidavit or otherwise that the defendant, with intent to obstruct or delay the execution of a decree that may be passed against him, then there are two things, A and B. A is about to dispose of the whole or any part of his property. Is about to dispose of the whole or any part of his property, or is about to remove the whole or any part of his property from the local limits of the jurisdiction of the court. That is one situation. The court may direct that the defendant, within a time to be fixed by it, is about to dispose of, is about to remove. These are the two situations that may arise. There the court may direct the defendant, within a time to be fixed by it, either to furnish security in such sum as may be specified in the order, or produce and place at the disposal of the court when required the said property or value the same, or such portion thereof as may be sufficient to satisfy the decree, or to appear and show cause why he should not furnish security. So the direction is issued by the court, directing the defendant to do what? Within a time to be fixed, either furnish security or to appear and show cause why he should not furnish security. These are the two requirements there. Either to furnish security is qualified by the other words before the words to appear and show cause. These are the two things. One, directing to furnish security, or to appear and show cause why he should not furnish security. For the first one, either to furnish security, in what manner? In such sum as may be specified in the order. To produce and place at the disposal of the court, when required, the said property or the value the same, or such portion thereof as may be sufficient to satisfy the decree. This is furnishing security and a sum will be specified therein, and a property is being attached to produce and place at the disposal of the court when required the said property or the value the same, or such portion thereof as may be sufficient to satisfy the decree. This is the security. Security, to furnish security, sum will be specified. Suppose the suit is for 5 lakhs and the order may say, all right, you furnish security for 5.5 lakhs, which covers interest also. Or to appear and show cause why he should not furnish security. The defendant will have an opportunity to say, no, I am not liable at all. My property is not liable at all to attach the property. The suit is frivolous. Suit is otherwise not maintainable. Sorry. All these contentions are available to him. So just issuing a notice directing him to furnish security alone is not sufficient. Direct him to furnish security or to appear and show cause why he should not furnish security. Then he gets an opportunity. Then next, the plaintiff shall, unless the court otherwise directs, specify the property required to be attached and the estimated value thereof. The property should be specified. Suppose the suit is for realization of 5 lakhs. A property is sought to be attached which is worth 1 crore. The court may say, the security may relate to a portion of the property, and therefore the attachment on failure to furnish security will relate to 1 acre of that property out of 10 acres. Like that, the court has power. Simply because the plaintiff says that attach 10 acres, direct him to furnish security for that the decree amount, or if he fails to do it, attach 10 acres. No, the court may say such portion. The plaintiff shall that is specify the property required to be attached and the estimated value thereof. The court may also in the order direct conditional attachment of the whole or any portion of the property so specified. That also the court has power. Conditional order of attachment. Then 4 is very important. Subrule 4. If an order of attachment is made without complying with the provisions of subrule 1 of this rule, such attachment shall be void. Such attachment shall be void. Why? Because the attachment of property on a simple suit for money or something like that, attaching a property belonging to a person, is a very drastic step, and that too when no decree is passed in favor of the plaintiff. He has simply filed a suit. The suit may be frivolous, suit may be vexatious, suit may be without merit, or suit is on say fraudulent one or something like that. Therefore, attachment is a very drastic step and all the conditions must be satisfied. Then, after this stage is over, we will go to the next stage. That is Rule 6. Attachment where cause not shown or security not furnished. Where the defendant fails to show cause why he should not furnish security. It does not appear at all. He fails to show cause why the property should not be attached. Or fails to furnish the security required, because the security is mentioned in the order. Order under Rule 5. Alright, you furnish security for 5.5 lakhs. Or to appear and show cause. He fails to show cause. He does not avail that opportunity to say that the attachment is not possible, or it is not justified in the facts and circumstances. He fails to show cause or fails to furnish security required within the time fixed by the court. The court may order that the property specified or such portion thereof as appears sufficient to satisfy any decree which may be passed in the suit be attached. So the final order in the attachment application, attachment before judgment, comes under Rule 6. Rule 5 is the direction issued by the court to appear and show cause why you should not furnish security, or why not you furnish security for this sum for the purposes mentioned there. These are the two options. He can avail those options He can say that, all right, I will give security. Don't attach the full property. I will furnish security. He may even say an attachment of a particular item of property is sought to be made. He may say, this is a money claim for 5 lakhs. I will furnish security in respect of some other property which is valuable. Court may accept it and may avoid attachment of this particular property. See, such things occur. See, I will give an example. I have a property which is very valuable. I intend to sell it. There are purchasers who can offer very good price. You are my neighbor. You want to get the property, but you are not prepared to give the full value thereof, the value as I desire. So what to do? To delay my sale, to obstruct my sale, to disable me from selling the property. You file a frivolous suit, putting forward some claim. We are neighbors, and the defendant, that is myself, borrowed 5 lakhs from him. Because we are neighbors and friends, I did not get any document. Now he is going to sell his property. Please attach. Then when a conditional order of attachment is passed, we know what will happen. If an attachment application is there, there is no order. Only order directing me to appear and show cause or to furnish security. Even then, when it is entangled in litigation, the purchasers may not come. So the purchaser will go away. That is what you intend. So such tactics will be adopted. This is not uncommon. That is why all these tests must be set. And an order which is passed in contravention of Rule 5 is void. Rule 6, we will come back to Rule 6. Where the defendant fails to show cause why he should not furnish security, or fails to furnish the security required within the time fixed by the court, the court may order that the property specified or such portion thereof as appears sufficient to satisfy any decree which may be passed in the suit be attached. Sufficient portion, that we have seen in the execution. Rule 64 and 66 provide specifically sufficient portion. And then we have seen the case of Ampadi Narasaya versus Subbarao, AER 1990, Supreme Court 119, that it is a mandate to the legislature that only that much property which is sufficient to satisfy the decree alone should be sold. Under the guise of court auction sale, you cannot make the defendant, the judgmentor pauper. What is required is to realize the decree. Do it. Do it as that is necessary, just necessary. So in the matter of attachment also, which the Rule 64 also makes it clear, 66 makes it clear, the decisions are uniform. Therefore it is a duty of the court to see that only that much property which is sufficient to satisfy the decree is attached. Even in execution, even after the person gets a decree, when it comes to attachment, only that much is as is sufficient should be attached. Then what about attachment before judgment? Decree is not passed, suit is pending. You attach the whole property belonging to the defendant, and he will putting him to great injury. That should not be done. Court should not be a party to it. That is why the expression sufficient to satisfy the decree. So if he fails to show cause why he should not furnish security, or fails to furnish the security, in either of these cases, the court may order that the property is specified or such portion thereof be attached. 2. Where the defendant shows such cause or furnish the required security and the property is specified or any portion of it has been attached, the court shall order the attachment to be withdrawn or make such order as it thinks fit. Attachment order is passed. Even then the court may withdraw. When shows such cause or furnish the required security. This is not to punish a person. So he was issued with a direction notice under Rule 5, you appear and show cause why you should not furnish security. If not furnish security for this amount, he fails to furnish security, he fails to show cause also. Court passes an order under Rule 6. Still, where the defendant shows such cause or furnishes the required security, the court shall order the attachment to be withdrawn. If an order of conditional attachment is passed, the court may withdraw it. And the court will not pass if this condition is satisfied, the court will not pass an order, final order under Rule 6. Mode of making the attachment, Rule 7. Save as otherwise expressly provided, the attachment shall be made in the manner provided for attachment of the property in execution of a decree. At execution of a decree, mode of attachment of immovable property we have seen. Then Rule 8 we will come to that later. Rule 8 will reserve. Rule 9. Removal of attachment when security furnished or suit is dismissed. When an order made for attachment before judgment, the court shall order the attachment to be withdrawn when the defendant furnishes security required, together with the security for the cost of attachment, or when the suit is dismissed. An attachment before judgment is made and ultimately the suit is dismissed. The attachment is liable to be withdrawn because when an order of attachment is passed, it will be intimated to the sub-registrar's office, and thereafter the person whose property is attached will be debarred from dealing with the property in a manner which he likes, which he is entitled to. So that when the suit is dismissed, this will not continue, it will cease. Or when the defendant furnishes the security, even after an order is passed under Rule 6, he may say, all right, I am furnishing security, please withdraw the attachment. The court will not say, no, when you are called upon to answer, you did not do it, therefore you are not permitted. There may be varied reasons, various reasons why I could not furnish security. Now I am able to furnish security, I do it. I may even deposit the amount, not to be released to the plaintiff, or furnish such other immovable property as security so that I can deal with the property which is sought to be attached or which is attached. All these things are possible. It is so flexible. Only thing is that taking into account the fact that this is a very serious thing, court should be vigilant, parties should be vigilant, and the provision Rule 5 cautions that when you fail to do it, the order will be void. What is the order being void? This is to be read along with section 64. 64 says that when an order of attachment is made, any private alienation or delivery of the property will be void. So when the order is void, any such private alienation will not be void. So to apply section 64, it presupposes a valid order of attachment. So that to avoid, these drastic consequences, not only that your property is attached, you are debarred from alienating the property or encumbering the property or otherwise from dealing with the property. Private alienation of property, where an attachment has been made, any private transfer or delivery of the property attached or of any interest therein, and any payment to the judgment debtor of any debt, dividend or other money contrary to such attachment shall be void as against all claims enforceable under the attachment. Subsection 2 is added by the 2002 amendment. That is when it is registered, already registered, then you may deal with the property. So that this is the consequence. Now, we will come to some of the discussions on these. (87) KLT 649 Pareed Master versus Anthony. The court should be pragmatic Court should find the difficulties of the plaintiff also. A pragmatic view is necessary. The defendant, if he had the intention to defeat or delay the execution of the decree, and he would be disposing of the property in a clandestine manner. You cannot insist in the affidavit all the necessary details. To whom it is going to be sold? Who discloses? The defendant with intent to defeat or delay the the creditor, that is a plaintiff, and to defeat the decree that may be passed in the suit, he is going to sell the property. I am the plaintiff, I get the information. What is the information? I do not get the information to whom you are going to sell the property. So the court cannot insist, though it is strict and all the necessary details must be there. But the court should be pragmatic. These are done in a clandestine manner, so that the court should be take care of that also. That is 87.2 KLT 649. An attachment, an order of attachment unaccompanied by an order directing the defendant to furnish security. It is not a curable irregularity. It is void. See, the moment you file a suit, the court passes an order of attachment before judgment, then issues notice. That order is void, because that order does not specify that you may appear on a particular date and show cause why you should not furnish security, or on failure you furnish security. The court may also pass a conditional order of attachment. But without giving that opportunity, an attachment order is passed. That will be void. So that is 93.1 KLT 558. 93.1 KLT 558. I am just giving a few decisions for your consideration. Only very few. The main object of attachment before judgment is to enable the plaintiff to realize the amount of decree once it is passed. You please see AER 1982 Supreme Court 989, object of Rule 5. AER 1982 Supreme Court 989. The distinction between attachment before judgment and attachment after decree. You may see 1951 KLT 601. One is to enforcement of a decree already passed. The other is, it is only a step taken for the purpose of preventing the debtor from delaying or obstructing the enforcement. Then satisfaction of the court. There has to be a prima facie case. Please see 2000 AER 2002 Kerala. AER 2002 Kerala 119. '81 KLT 294. Matters to be pleaded. It is incumbent upon the plaintiff to state the grounds on which he entertains the belief or apprehension that the defendant would dispose of. Simply stating that the defendant with intent to obstruct or delay the execution of a decree that may be passed, he is going to sell his property. Where do you get the information? What are the steps taken by the defendant? To the extent you know it, of course, it will be done in a clandestine manner. He will not make it public that I am going to obstruct or delay the execution of a decree of the plaintiff which may ultimately be passed. He will not say that. Therefore, that is why in one decision it is said that he is doing it in a clandestine manner. The court should be pragmatic in its approach. But still, bereft of details, the court will not pass an order of attachment. Then one more decision on that point. 1987 2 KLT. Kerala Law Times 649. Vague and evasive allegations are not enough. Please see 1995 1 KLT 405. This is an extraordinary power. Another decision. 98 1 KLT 98 1 KLT 149. Extraordinary power. The court must be satisfied. The word used is satisfied. Satisfaction shall be reflected in the order which the court passes under Rule 5. Satisfaction must be recorded. I am satisfied. A bald statement like that is not enough. How did you satisfy yourself? A question is put by the appellate court. How did you satisfy? You say that you are satisfied. What satisfaction? Satisfaction must be recorded. It must be reflected in the order. And the reasons must be stated. Then only the appellate court or revisional court or whichever court looks into it will be satisfied that you have satisfied. You means a trial court has satisfied himself that there are grounds for passing an order. So the satisfaction, whenever the expression is satisfied is used in the CPC or in any other statute, where a forum or court or tribunal, whenever it is the expression is used satisfied, it is satisfaction. A personal satisfaction is not enough. That is your private satisfaction. I am satisfied. I am satisfied. That is not enough. Reasons must be there. Reasons is the soul of the order or judgment. Without reasons, it is not judgment at all. He is about to dispose of the whole or any part of the property. See the expression. He is about to dispose of. Suppose he has already disposed of. What will happen? Where is the question of about to dispose of? So that is not a ground. He has already disposed of. Then attachment cannot be had under Rule 5, Rule 6. That is a sine qua non for an order. Now, there is one, you may read one decision on that point. A division bench. Of course, it occurs under Rule 8, adjudication of claims. 2010 1 KLT 142. 2010 1 KLT 142. That was by Justice Kurian Joseph and me. I had written the judgment. There are 2 points are decided, at least main 2 points. One is that when the property is already disposed of on the date of filing of the suit, the question of passing an order of attachment under Rule 5 or thereafter under Rule 6 does not arise at all. Because the minimum requirement is satisfaction of the court that he is going to, defendant is about to dispose of the whole or any part of his property, or is about to remove the whole or any part of his property from the jurisdiction of the court. When he has already disposed of, then where is the question of this satisfaction being there? Therefore, the court cannot. This decision specifies that, reiterates that, and a discussion is there. There is another point under Rule 8 that is held not good law by a full bench. That also you may note here. 2019 1 KLT 100. Verizon Builders, VERIZON, Builders and Developers. But the other point, I don't think that it is, though it is baldly stated, held not good law. But the other point is not covered. This decision, full bench decision, covers this claim. I will, while dealing with Rule 8, I will come to that. So please note these 2 judgments. 2010 1 KLT 142, it is held not good law in a subsequent full bench decision. We have to follow the full bench decision. Read both, then you have your own assessment. I am not saying anything because I had rendered that judgment. Therefore, it is not proper for me to say anything. It is for your satisfaction. You read it both. Now, we will deal with the other things. Conditional attachment. Please note. Conditional attachment. 86 KLT 1366. Then AER 2002 Kerala 119. Except where it is absolutely necessary, I am not detailing the decisions because that will spending time on it is not necessary. You are all people who can read the whole thing and assimilate and understand. 2009 3 KLT 260. An attachment order unaccompanied by an order directing the defendant to furnish security. It is void. It is not a curable irregularity. I said one decision and yes, that is the same. Now, what is the actual order of attachment, final order of attachment before judgment? That it comes under Rule 6. Rule 5 is only calling upon the defendant to furnish security. That is the most important thing. Conditional order of attachment can be passed under Rule 5 in exceptional circumstances. But Rule 5 is predominantly calling upon the defendant to furnish security. If he furnishes the security, that is an end of it. Therefore, the final order will be passed under Rule 6. Please see the decision in 1983 KLT 927. Please see a full bench decision. 2000 volume 2 KLT 152. Effect of sale before attachment. I said about a division bench decision. When the sale has already taken place, there is no scope for attracting Rule 5. Same point. There is a Supreme Court judgment. We had relied on the Supreme Court judgment in that decision. That is, you will get it in judgment today, 1990, within brackets 4, SC 391. It is reported in KLT short note, 1991 1 KLT, short note 2, page 2. Now we come to the other rules in the next episode. Thank you.